Good morning, everybody, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Saturday night, UFC 271, in the co-main event, we saw an incredible performance by Tai Tuivasa, taking on Derrick Lewis in Derrick Lewis's hometown, and then to finish him the way that he did in round 2 against the Black Beast, the hardest hitting guy potentially, well, other than Francis Nganu, in the UFC heavyweight division. It really was sensational, you know. And I think a lot of people kind of wrote Tai Tuivasa off in that one, but I knew it could go down like that. I mean, listen, Tai is a big guy. He's explosive. He's a former athlete. He was a rugby player. He was a brawler. He was a scrapper. He's just a tough son of a bitch is what he is. And he hits very hard as well. Now, Saturday night, Tai got taken down a couple of times by Derrick Lewis. You know, Derrick obviously came with a smart game plan. He's been working on that grappling. He said, I'm basically an All-American at this point. And listen, he showed a couple of good takedowns. And when he got Tai Tuivasa down on the ground, remember those massive, those thunderous blows that he hit Tai Tuivasa with, and they were flush as well. And the reason I bring them up is because it shows the chin that Tai Tuivasa has. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to be able to dish it out, but when you can take it as well, that's when you become an extra special threat. So he was getting ground and pounded within an inch of his life pretty much, and he just said, nope, fuck this, mate. I'm fucking done. I'm getting back to my feet. And he was punching off his back and worked his way back to his feet and punched his way back into the fight. And it was after that that an all-out brawl just ensued. You know what happened. You saw it, but I just wanted to touch on it before we move on. How great of a knockout that was. The brawling, the swinging back and forth. Tai gets him up against the fence with an underhook, and then boom, huge elbow. Face plants Derrick Lewis face first into the octagon, which is a sight I never thought I would see, if I'm being brutally honest. But that elbow, there must have been such force, and it hit him right on the jaw, perfectly placed, and he was the winner. And of course, when Tai Tuivasa wins, the whole place goes crazy. And the arena did, trust me. From the moment he walked out to Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun, everyone was going crazy. The building, the roof just erupted. Tai jumps on top of the cage, he does the shoey. You know the deal, you know how it is. The man is a star. I saw him afterwards back at the hotel. We had a little beer together for a minute, nothing crazy, mind you. And he's just awesome. He's just such a humble, down-to-earth human being that fights his fucking ass off. He was there with all his people, enjoying himself. I saw him on the Sunday morning when I was leaving for the airport, and again, he didn't look like he'd gone crazy the night before. You know, he was fine. We had a little chat. I wished him all the best, and I can't wait to see him in the octagon again. Now, of course, that is the point of this video. Who will he fight next? Because right now, when you beat Derrick Lewis, what was Derrick Lewis? Derrick Lewis, I think, was number 3 or 2, something like that. Might have been 3. When you beat Derrick Lewis the way that he did, and he was already on a 4-fight win streak, all knockouts. So now that's 5 in a row, all knockouts, all exciting performances, and he just beat the number 3 guy in the world. Well, where does he go from here? Because right now, Tai Tuivasa is a global superstar. In terms of mixed martial arts, everybody knows that name because he's got the whole package. He doesn't talk shit. He's quietly confident, but he's funny, he's affable, he loves a shoey, he loves a drink. He's an everyman, right? So he's insanely popular. And then from here on out, it is only blockbuster fights for Tai Tuivasa. But that means that the pressure is on for him. He came to the UFC doing very well. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick, because I've got a good memory, but I don't remember everything. So, Tai Tuivasa, here we go. Came to the UFC, stopped Jay McSweeney, Richard Coulter, Cyril Asker. They were all knockouts, by the way. And then decisioned Andrei Arlovski. The fact that he decisioned Andrei Arlovski shows, you know, what he's capable of. Because people, when they look at Tai, they think, oh, he's just a big bruiser. He's a brawler. But he's actually a very good striker. Uses a lot of calf kicks, a lot of low kicks. Knocked out Richard Coulter, I think it was, yeah, with a flying knee. So he's not just a brawler. He knows what he's doing in there. He is more calculated than what you think. I mean, the way he used that elbow up against the fence was very nice. Okay, so then he lost, though. After those wins, he not got thrown to the wolves, but he had a big step up in competition. He went up against Junior Dos Santos, former champion, and got knocked out, sadly. Then it was a decision loss to Blagoy Ivanov, and then it was a submission loss to Sergey Spivak. So it looked like he'd reached his ceiling there, you know. But, hey, listen, you know, he stayed the course. He stayed in the gym. He's training with new people in Dubai. And now he's on an absolute tear. As I said, 5-fight win streak, all knockouts. So who's next? All right, real quick, I want to tell you about IP Vanish. When you are online, you are at the mercy of hackers. Your financial information, your banking information, passwords, all the rest of it. Hackers, they can get into all this stuff. With IP Vanish, you are truly protected. You also have unrestricted access to everything on the internet, okay? So download the IP Vanish app, go to ipvanish.com/Bisping, or just click the link in the episode description down below. Be safe while you're online. There's a lot of information on your computer, a lot of information on your phone. With IP Vanish, you are protected. It is all protected. You are protected online. ipvanish.com/Bisping. Well, when you look at the rankings, obviously, he's got some very, very tough fights on his hands. But let's take a look, because according to these rankings right now, Tai Tuivasa is ranked number 4. Ahead of him is Stipe Miocic, Cyril Gane, and of course the champ, Francis Ngannou. Now, Francis Ngannou is going to be out for a while, okay? He's having surgery. He's kind of at a crossroads with the UFC, so we're not going to see Francis anytime soon. Even with the surgery, it's going to be about a 9-month, if not a year, recovery. So let's forget about Francis for right now. I think there is a potential that the UFC are going to do an interim title fight. Okay, John Jones was tweeting about Stipe Miocic. He said, the greatest heavyweight of all time against the greatest of all time. Sign me in for that, or something along those words. So there's a good chance we're going to see Stipe versus John Jones. And that, sign me up for that. I'm a fan of that one. I would love to see it. And it just gets John Jones back in the octagon, which again, I'm dying to see as a fan. But Tai Tuivasa, who does he fight next? Well, there's only one person ahead of him. If you take out Stipe Miocic, who may be fighting Jones, we don't know that. That's a bit of a presumption. Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is a former interim champion, just beat Derrick Lewis as well. I think that's a really good fight, and I would love to see it. And if Tai Tuivasa can beat Cyril Gane, that would be 6 fights in a row, and then just beat a former champion. That puts him, no question, he will be fighting for the belt after that. He would probably be, well, the winner of Stipe and Jones, he would be behind them, and that would be it. But I think he matches up well with Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane isn't going to be trying to take him down. Cyril Gane is going to stand up and kickbox with him. And that's a fight that you got to, not favour, but you certainly got to give Tai Tuivasa a really, really good chance in that. I think when you look at Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa on paper, yeah, maybe Cyril has a little more flair and a little more sophisticated, but that doesn't mean that he wins that fight. He's got some fancier strikes than Tai, but Tai has very, very effective striking. I kid you not. Then we go down the rest of the division. Well, there's Derrick Lewis. He just beat him. Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades would be a matchup that may be an issue, because Curtis is going to rely heavily on wrestling. That's how he wins his fights. The threat of his takedown sets up his hands, and his hands set up his takedowns. So a wrestling heavy approach from Curtis Blades is what you're going to see. Tai Tuivasa, much like me, wasn't a guy that grew up wrestling. Out here in the States, as we know, wrestling is a part of the culture, and a lot of people that fight MMA wrestled a lot at high school, at college, etc. Tai didn't do that. I didn't do that. A lot of people in Europe and Australia and places like that, we didn't grow up wrestling. But when we start training MMA, we start learning how to wrestle. We start learning how to defend takedowns. So Curtis Blades could be a problematic matchup for him. Not saying he would win, but there you go. Looking down here we see Alexander Volkov. He's fighting Tom Aspinall in UFC London. The winner of that fight, that might be one for Tai Tuivasa. Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades, of course, that would be a step up for Tom Aspinall. It would be a step up for Volkov, because Tai's ranked number 4 now. But still, you never know. He needs to keep fighting. I guarantee you Tai Tuivasa wants to keep fighting, wants to keep earning that money, maximising his potential. So you never know the winner of that one. What else we got down here? Then we start getting low down. Sergey Spivak, perhaps a rematch with Sergey. I think the rematch will go down very differently this time. Tai has definitely improved as a fighter. And then Augusto Sakai, he knocked him out. And yeah, Andrei Arlovsky's beaten him already. So listen, when you look at it like that, Tai Tuivasa right now is one of the best heavyweights in the world. What a story it's been. What a rise to stardom it has been. Everybody loves Tai Tuivasa. The man's fucking awesome. Simple as that. If I could do a shoey right now, I would do. But it's 8 o'clock in the morning and people already think I'm an alcoholic, as it is. So I won't be doing a shoey right now. I did one yesterday on the Believe You Me podcast in honor of Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa, you're the man. We love you, buddy. Congrats. I'm
sorry, Tai.
Oh, and everybody on the show at the weekend, you all did fucking amazing. Robert Whittaker, I love and respect you. I really do. It's not that bad. And I know that's not very original. Everybody's doing it right now. But Tai, if you see this, congratulations, mate. Hope you had a safe flight home. Could not be happier. You deserve all the success that's coming your way. And if I'm the matchmaker, I'm saying Tai Tuivasa versus Cyril Gane is the next fight. Former interim champion. And if you could get by him, that would be 6 wins in a row. Title fight next, baby. Let's go. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. Ring the bell.